What's up everyone, EJ here and welcome to the I Am Project. Today I want to talk about the weight of unconsciousness, how obesity blocks your higher self. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Understanding the connection between physical health and consciousness, the body as your spiritual vehicle. When you begin to explore consciousness deeply, one of the first revelations that emerge is this: your body is not separate from your spiritual journey. It's the vehicle through which you experience this reality. Think about it like this. You wouldn't expect a car with a clogged engine, flat tires, and rusted parts to take you on a cross-country adventure. It wouldn't hold up. The same principle applies to your physical form. Your body is the interface between your consciousness and the material world. Every cell, every system, every function is designed to support your experience here. When the body struggles, your ability to access higher states of awareness becomes severely limited. What hyper self-awareness reveals: those who have experienced genuine self-awareness, whether through meditation, psychedelics, trauma, or spontaneous awakening, consistently report the same realization. Health matters, not in a superficial, vanity-driven way, but as a fundamental truth about existence. Self-love naturally emerges from expanded consciousness. You begin speaking to yourself with kindness and respect. The desire to nurture and care for your physical form becomes instinctive. You recognize that neglecting your body is a form of self-abandonment. Analyzing the obesity consciousness disconnect, the evidence of understanding. Here's a critical point that many people miss. Real understanding always produces change. You can talk about consciousness, manifestation, attend workshops, and read a variety of books, but if nothing in your life transforms, you haven't truly grasped the lessons. If someone claims enlightenment but continues destructive patterns, the awakening is incomplete. Action is the evidence of comprehension. Lack of change reveals lack of genuine understanding. Your higher self doesn't just think differently, it acts differently. The biological reality. Strip away all the spiritual language for a moment. From a purely biological and evolutionary perspective, obesity doesn't make sense for human beings. Our ancestors moved consistently, ate whole foods, and maintained lean physiques. The human body is designed for movement, agility, and physical capability. Carrying excessive weight creates system-wide stress. Things like cardiovascular strain, joint deterioration, hormonal imbalance, and inflammation. This isn't judgment, it's simple biology, the soul's natural inclination. Consider how nature works for a moment. A flower doesn't bloom in darkness while being fed poison. It requires sunlight, clear water, nutrient-rich soil, and proper conditions for growth. The soul operates the same way. It craves health, vitality, and conditions that support expansion. You can't feed yourself processed chemicals, avoid movement, and expect your consciousness to soar. The spiritual and physical are intertwined, not separate. The deeper implications of physical neglect. The illusion of the happy fat person. Society perpetuates a comforting myth that you can be significantly overweight and genuinely happy. But examine this closely. Can you truly experience joy when walking upstairs leaves you breathless? When bending over to tie your shoes becomes a struggle? When basic hygiene requires assistance? When playing with your grandchildren means watching from a chair? When your knees, back, and joints constantly ache? When simple daily tasks feel like mountainous challenges, this isn't living to your fullest potential, not in the material world and certainly not in the spiritual realms. The chemical and energetic reality. When your body runs on processed foods, excessive sugars, and toxic ingredients, you're operating on low frequency fuel. Think about it. Your cells are literally built from what you consume. Toxins create inflammation, brain fog, and emotional instability. The body shifts into survival mode rather than thriving mode. Energy that could go towards growth, creativity, and consciousness expansion is diverted to managing internal chaos. The correlation we can't ignore. Obesity rates have skyrocketed globally, and so have depression and anxiety disorders, chronic diseases, feelings of helplessness and victimhood, pessimistic worldviews, and disconnection from purpose. This is not a coincidence. When you're trapped in a struggling body, your consciousness becomes trapped too. Manifestation in the quantum reality of change. Why physical efforts alone fail. Here's where most weight loss approaches miss the mark. They focus exclusively on calorie counting, exercise routines, restrictive diets, and willpower and discipline. While these factors matter, and they matter a lot, they ignore the foundation, your consciousness, your self-concept, and your energetic frequency, the quantum principle. In quantum reality, everything begins in consciousness before manifesting in form. If you want to transform your body, but your self-image remains unchanged, your beliefs about yourself stay the same, your identity is still rooted in being the overweight person, and your thought patterns continue in the same loops, then nothing in the physical will permanently shift. You might lose weight temporarily, but you'll return to the state that matches your internal programming, your higher self calling. That feeling you get, the one that whispers, you need to change, you can be better, this isn't who you really are. That is your higher self reaching through the noise. It's you from a higher dimension of awareness, trying to guide your current self towards alignment. This isn't external pressure or social judgment. It's your own soul recognizing the gap between where you are and where you could be. Listening to this voice is the beginning of true transformation. Taking aligned action, the path forward. Step 1. Cultivate radical self-awareness. Before changing your body, you must change your relationship with yourself. First, practice daily observation. Notice your thoughts without judgment. Second, question your identity. Who do you believe you are? Who are these beliefs serving? Are these beliefs serving you? Third, challenge your programming. What stories have you been telling yourself about your weight, your worth, or your capabilities? Recognize that you are not your body, but you are experiencing life through it. Step 2, reclaim your power from victimhood. Nobody is forcing you to drink soda at 8 in the morning, go through the drive-thru, sit for hours consuming mindless content, skip movement and exercise, or choose processed foods over whole nutrition. This is you making these choices. And recognizing this isn't about blame, it's about empowerment. If you created this situation, you have the power to uncreate it. Release the victim mentality. Stop blaming genetics, metabolism, circumstances, or past trauma as permanent barriers. Acknowledge that while these factors exist, they don't determine your future. Step 3, visualize your higher self. Manifestation begins with vision. Your consciousness creates your reality. See yourself as you want to be, healthy, vibrant, energized, capable. Feel the emotions of that version of you. Confidence, freedom, joy, lightness. Spend time daily in this visualization. Make it vivid and real. If you can feel it clearly, you can bring it into existence. And trust me, you really can. Put yourself in that picture. Step 4. Align your actions with your vision. Consciousness without action is fantasy. Action without consciousness is struggle. You need both. Start with small, sustainable changes in nutrition. Incorporate movement that feels good, not punishing. Speak to yourself with love and encouragement. Treat your body as a sacred vessel it is. Make choices from your future self, not your current habits. Step 5. Develop productive discontent. There's a difference between toxic shame and healthy dissatisfaction that motivates change. Feel anger, not at yourself, but at the situation. Channel that energy into action. Hate that you didn't start earlier. Then immediately redirect. But I'm starting now. Use your discomfort as fuel, not as a reason to give up. Step 6. Understanding the spiritual imperative. This isn't about looking better or living longer. This is about honoring your existence. You are the universe experiencing itself. Your body is a temporary gift. Neglecting it is rejecting the opportunity you've been given. When you see yourself as a universe in human form, self-care becomes sacred practice. And step 7. Commit to the journey, not just the destination. Transformation is not a one-time event. It's a continuous unfolding. Expect challenges and setbacks. View them as part of the process, not evidence of failure. Celebrate small victories. Understand that becoming your higher self is the work of a lifetime. Final reflections. The weight of consciousness. Being overweight or obese isn't a moral failing, but it's a signal, a message from your body and soul that something is out of alignment. When you carry excessive weight, you're not just carrying physical mass, you're carrying unprocessed emotions, limited beliefs, disconnection from your true self, patterns of self-abandonment, and low-frequency energy. True consciousness expansion requires you to lighten this load, not through punishment or shame, but through love, awareness, and aligned action. Your higher self is always choosing health. It's always choosing vitality. It's always choosing freedom. The question is, are you ready to listen? The path to awakening isn't just meditation and spiritual study. It's also green vegetables, daily movement, clean water, and honoring the magnificent biological system that allows you to experience this reality. When you align your physical health with your spiritual growth, everything shifts. You are not meant to sleepwalk through life in a body that struggles to function. You are meant to thrive, to explore, to experience the fullness of existence in both the material and spiritual dimensions. Struggling with obesity is a choice. The question is now, will you listen to your higher self calling you to who you're really meant to be? That's all for today, guys. Please like and subscribe if any of these was useful. And remember, you're loved. See ya.